Hey everybody. Thank you so much for all the feedback and all the positive encouragement. I know that I'm doing these quick videos to try and help anybody I can with the resources that I have. So feel free to copy other links to other tutorials that somebody else has shared. That way we all see them and we make our lives a lot easier during this planning for our e-learning. I know that here in Illinois, we've already been extended to April 7th, and I know some of my friends in New York are later in April, so we got a long ways to go. So let's keep helping each other. So today I want to introduce you guys to Quizlet if you're not familiar to it. And so you go to Quizlet.com and you can sign up. So I'm currently using the free version, was working well for what I needed in the classroom. However, I have talked to my administrators about purchasing the upgraded version, and I'll show you some of the features that are a little bit helpful if we have to start, in a way, grading our students. Okay, so when you log in, you will see lots of different options. So right now you're seeing the most recent decks of cards that I've played with. You'll be able to see, all your cards, if you've created folders or if you create classes. So for me, it's been very helpful to kind of keep my classes separated, because then that way, when I send my students the link to join, all their information is only in one place. For those of you starting, there's two options. You can search for cards from anyone out there in the world that has posted them, and you can add them to your classes. You can edit them. You can kind of change things around. Or if you want to keep a little bit more controlled, the deck of cards that you're creating, you can do them yourself. So, if you search, for example, colores, the first set that's coming up, it's my own. But then if you notice, there's other people's, and you can go ahead and sort them according to your needs. So is it free? Is it the premium version? Study guides, users, classes. I mean, there's lots of different stuff that you can pick from. So you can pick from somebody else's if they've made them public and available to you, or you can create your own. So if you're going to create your own, you go to this create button and this opens up, and this is yours to completely customize. You enter the name of your deck of cards, additional descriptions, and you can change the options of visibility to everyone, or just to a class, or just to the people with a code, and only editable. I always keep it to just be me, to just make sure that none of my funny students out there get the urge to make any changes. So as you go through, you'll see you can search or you can create. So when you start creating, you go through and you label it, you add a different description, and then you can start typing in your own words. I always make sure to choose my language because it's going to highlight any particular needs of spelling and accent. And then you have the option of doing a English and Spanish translation or including images. So I try to stay away from the English so that I don't have that issue. You can add all different cards, then you can hit create and it creates your set, and then you can assign it to any class that you want them to use it. Okay, you've created your cards. What's next? What can my students do with that? So when they go to flashcards, it's just the terms and the visuals, or the term and the English translation, whatever you've chosen. They can go to learn, where they can practicing some spelling and typing. So that's going to be great. And if you notice that at the bottom, it gives you the accented U if you need to, and any other special characters that you're going to do. So, oh no, they spelled it out wrong. It gives them the correct answer and their mistake. So they can continue to do so with their deck of cards. And it's going to keep right here on the left a little tab of what's happening, how familiar they're with the terminology that you are giving them and how many they've mastered and anything that they've had troubles. So once they finish that deck, they'll have a report and anything else that they kind of want to go through to make sure. So they can continue, or they can just go back and try the writing option. So again, they're doing the same thing. They're looking at the image and seeing what term is the matching term. And again, the beautiful thing on the left, they know how many are still coming and what is their correct and incorrect ratio, to see just how they need to better prepare or which cards they need to study better. And so in the incorrect, again, in this option, it'll give you the incorrect and the actual correct answer. So they'll continue to go through all their cards, and I try to make my deck of cards narrow enough that they're not going to be overwhelmed when they do these other activities. So right now we were just working on South American countries, so that's nice and narrow. If your students are at the point where they're doing all of the countries, then I would say do the 3 different decks of cards. Okay, so in this one, they're going to type what they hear, and when they click on that, they'll hear Paraguay, and then they have to do that. And you can make the option so that they don't see the image. You can also create tests. So when your students are creating accounts and logging in, they can submit answers. You can also print it for whenever, we get into the classroom. But if we don't get into the classroom, you can still have them take the test and it will report their scores. But again, these options where they have to report the scores are on the premium account. So games are fun. Keep them entertained. This matching game, my students love competition. So what I've done, again, I've been using the free option, is that when they get to this screen, they screenshot it and they send it to me. So I have them either posted or whatnot. They've also done the gravity. The gravity are the asteroids that are coming with their terms, and they have to type the correct either translation, or if it's an image, the correct Spanish word, in order to destroy the asteroid. And again, I use these a little bit for the review that they do at home, a little bit of the homework, and it gets them really, really competitive. It allows them to send me the screenshots, and usually what I had in my classroom was kind of like a tally of the week winner, and the week winner could get a prize of some sort. So in the classroom, I would have like a pencil or a piece of candy or a no homework for today free card. I don't know. You can decide. The live is fantastic, but again, it needs all of our students to be online at the same time, which I don't know if it's going to be very feasible for us. So these are the things that we would get if we were to buy the teacher option. And again, I'm considering doing it because it keeps class progress by student. It tells you what deck of cards they've used, what their accuracy is, and everything. So lots of different options for us to play around with Quizlet in our classrooms, and definitely to provide perhaps our older learners that those previous topics that we've gone through, that we want them to continue reviewing, that in the classroom, in any lesson, you can pull back any topic and just put it as part of your conversation. These guys are not going to have that. So best solution would be to send them this particular Quizlet cards and stuff. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to help you out. Bye.